One of the biggest lies of online business is that you have to be an expert to do well. Most people immediately opt themselves out because they say, I'm not an expert. Like nobody wants to sit around and say, wow, I'm an expert, right? It just seems so intimidating. Well, here's the thing. You don't have to be an expert to make a great living online. What you have to be is further along than the people you're teaching, and you have to be able to communicate in a way that simplifies complex concepts. If you can do that, what happens is people don't care if you are an expert. What they care is if you get them results. And in this video, we're gonna talk all about that, and hopefully by the end of this, you will have destroyed the expert myth, and that will no longer be holding you back if it currently is. This is day 59 of Crush It on Kajabi in 90 days. We're taking 90 days to talk about your online business and how to start it, build it, and grow it on the best online business platform there is, which is Kajabi. And if you're thinking about jumping on Kajabi, then use my link below, lanesebring.com/Kajabi. You get a 30-day free trial, 30 days to try it out, see if you like it, see if it's the best fit for you. You're also gonna get a 45-minute Zoom call with me. We'll talk about your business, talk about Kajabi, and how to get the best possible start on the platform. And I'm also gonna give you my $25,000 course launch email template, which are the exact emails and email strategy that I used to launch my first course, which made over $25,000 in the first 3 launches. I want to give you all of that as a way to say thank you for using my link, because it is an affiliate link, so I do get a small commission when you use it. So if you appreciate what we do on this channel and you're gonna jump on a Kajabi anyway, then I would appreciate it so much if you use my link. All right, so as we get into this, I want to tell you a story. My first online business was called Preaching Donkey. It's still going well today. It's hosted on Kajabi. I've got courses, membership site, all that. But when it started, it was a simple blog. I was a young minister and I had just gotten out of seminary, and in college, I learned communication. That was my major, and I learned how to connect and communicate with people. Then I went to seminary and I learned how to preach. And what I felt like was the way that I was taught to preach was very stilted and clinical and kind of boring, to be honest. So I thought, well, is there anything out there that's teaching people how to preach with these concepts and principles that I learned in seminary, which is like a master's program for ministers, and something that actually helps to connect with hearts and minds and communicate with real human beings? And what I found is that there wasn't much out there. So I, as a young 20-something minister, just started a blog called preachingdonkey.com, and I started writing about the concepts that I felt like I was learning as a communicator. Would I have considered myself an expert in how to preach? No. Would I have considered myself an expert in how to communicate? No. And I even said that in my first blog. It's like, hey, I'm not trying to say I'm an expert at this or that I'm better than anybody. I'm just telling you my observations and my experiences of what I've tried, what I've seen has worked, what I've seen has worked from other preachers that I like, and really skilled communicators that are doing amazing things and reaching a lot of people. And I just started to write about those things. And I was actually very insecure because I felt like there were going to be a lot of people who would say, who are you? You know, you're 20-something years old. What do you know? How can you teach me? And what I found was the exact opposite. There were 40 and 50 and 60-year-old pastors who'd been preaching for decades who found my blog and said, hey, this is really good. Hey, I've never thought about this. Hey, I tried what you wrote about and it worked. And of course, there were naysayers and haters like there always is on the internet, but there were far more people who reached out to me and said, this is really good. I want to hear more. And what I learned is that I didn't necessarily have to be an expert in order to teach people and add value to their lives. I just had to be a little bit further along than them in the direct subject matter that I was teaching. So if I really committed myself to learning and developing myself in this one area, then I could bring that to the surface and teach it, and no one would accuse me of being faux expert, especially if I was adding value to their lives. What I found was that it was met with much appreciation. Well, if we go over to the online business world, I started lanesebring.com initially to help people self-publish books because I had done that successfully. I had a #1 best-selling book in its category on Amazon, wrote another book that did well, and they still sell to this day. And what I found is that people were like, hey, this is really great. You're helping me self-publish books. And eventually I started talking about online business because what I realized is that my passion and my skill set lent itself more towards online business and passive income streams than necessarily self-publishing and helping people write. But I had a major insecurity around teaching people about business because I felt so new to it myself. But what I found is that if I was authentic and real and said, hey, I'm just starting out, here's how it's going. As I'm learning, I want to teach you and help you. What began to happen was people resonated with what I taught, and they came along and said, hey, can I learn what you're doing? Can you teach me? Can you coach me? Do you have any courses? Do you have any products? And nowhere along the way did someone say, wait a second, where's your MBA from? And I'd be like, I don't have one. But you don't need one to understand what it takes to grow a business and teach other people. And I would guess in your niche, you don't need credentialing and expertise just to get started online and help people who want to know and do what you know and do. So for once, let's kill the expert myth. Let's just relieve ourselves of that pressure and say, I don't have to call myself an expert. I don't have to carry myself like an expert. I just have to serve people. I have to be generous, and I have to teach what I know and how to do it. And if I can deliver results, people don't care if I'm an expert. What they care about is, am I helping them achieve their goals? That is all that matters in online business. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. Being an expert is far less valuable than being someone who brings results and helps people achieve what they want to achieve. If you can do that, you can be in business all day, every day, and you can succeed in this thing for the long haul. So that's what I'm hoping for you, and that's what I'm hoping for me. And sometimes I just have to remind myself of these things, so I want to remind you as well. At this point, you can try out Kajabi using my link below, lanesebring.com/Kajabi. Be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any videos in the series, and let me know in the comments what questions you have so I can answer them in future videos. At this point, you can check out this playlist right here where we'll go even more in depth into Kajabi and answer any questions that you might have. So click right here on this playlist and I'll see you in there, and we'll talk more about Kajabi.